Welcome to Book Talk for Book Talk with Jack and Amy, a literary podcast where we deep dive into the writings of your favorite novels. During the season of Aquarius, we are hosting a book club while we prepare our literary analysis of Sarah J. Maas's Of Court of Silver Flames. This is Jack.
And I'm Amy. And each week, we'll discuss one book from our book club roster. By using our literary background, we'll provide our flash analysis of each book, as well as discuss listener thoughts. This week, we're discussing Belladonna by Adalyn Grace.
The views expressed by the hosts are entirely their own and in no way represent the thoughts or intentions of the original author. This podcast is a discussion shared to spark thought and conversation on the characters and themes of this novel. The interpretations presented in this podcast are just a few of many possibilities. Listeners are encouraged to read along and share their own analysis of the text.
Though the hosts speak mostly within the constraints of this book, series spoilers may be discussed with or without warning. Explicit language, as well as themes of sex, violence, abuse, depression, self-harm, and death will recur throughout this podcast. Listener discretion is advised. If you're enjoying the podcast, check out our Patreon for more exclusive content. You can find us at patreon.com/booktalkforbooktalk.
Okay, fair warning to the listener or anyone viewing this. I'm getting over a cold. I have a stuffy nose, and there's going to be some mouth breathing. And I hate it because even if you can't hear it, you'll be talking, and all I do is see the image of myself going. And I'm trying so hard to be like just breathe normally.
And my voice and throat are almost back to normal.
Is my voice still raspy a little?
A little, but not terribly. Whereas I feel like mine...
No, yours is normal.
Well, it doesn't feel normal, even if it sounds normal.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm like, don't I sound like a raspy goddess? Because I don't feel normal, but...
Sing Smelly Cat and we'll figure it out.
Smelly Cat? I mean, I'm just good at it, so I can't. It's hard. It's hard for me to be bad at singing.
Oh, God. Okay. No, we're not humble.
No, you guys don't even understand. I am a very decent singer. Am I great? No. But am I very much above average? Yes. I have won second place many times.
I've been the best of the losers many times.
Okay, we did not have to say it like that. Wow.
I've been the best of the non-gold winners. That's hangover from my competitive high school sports days.
Look, I mean, not just that. I know one of the most triggering things I can talk to you about is how you were almost valedictorian.
Yeah,
in high school.
It is very triggering.
Yeah,
it was one assignment.
One assignment.
One assignment. It was like 1,000th of a GPA. Anyway, let's move on. All right.
Hands up, tits up. I don't want my tits to go first.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
There's so many words in my mind, and I can't pick which ones to say. I loved it. A fun twist on a triangle.
Question mark?
Question mark?
Period.
That was, whatever the 10th word is.
Exclamation point. It's giving Bronte. It's giving Gothic. It's giving other Bronte.
Like Charlotte versus...
Yeah, because I was like, what in the Jane Eyre?
Yeah.
And Wuthering Heights is this? And those are the two sisters. Those are opposite sisters.
Charlotte and Emily?
Yeah. And it was giving all the Bronte. And I just was like living
Eating
my best life. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it was giving Bronte without the super depressing aspects of it.
Right. I mean, it's still depressing, but not the way that Jane Eyre is.
Yeah. I found this to be, I actually really love Jane Eyre.
I love Jane Eyre.
Together? They end up together. It's a happy ending.
Yeah, after questionable.
Jane Eyre is the reason why when I was 18 and I was really into this 32-year-old, I was like, it's fine. It worked for Jane Eyre. Like,
Oh my God.
He was not interested. I was
Yeah.
18, not 17. Anyway. Yeah.
It's all right. I was 22 and I was into a 40-year-old, so I got it.
Jane Eyre, it was fine. 17 years age difference.
Yeah.
It was hot. Okay, here's the thing. It read like classic literature,
Yeah.
and I thoroughly loved it. I think it read like classic literature and without being prose heavy like
Yeah.
classic literature. I feel
Yes.
like this is a great modern interpretation of classics,
Yeah.
and I think this is a great example of if people try to stop getting in your head about what your prose should sound like,
Mhm.
because this isn't like Rachel Gillig, who is another Gothic
Right.
novelist, who has the most incredible, fantastic prose that I won't even dream to write. And yet, there's something about Adalyn Grace that it's giving literature. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It really is. It has all the vibes of Gothic while being accessible, because
Yeah.
not all Gothic literature is accessible. Like, for example, I love Jane Eyre. I can't stand rereading Wuthering Heights,
Yeah.
and it is a prose
Yeah.
difference. It's also a mentality difference.
A lot of people really struggled with The Night and the Moth.
Yeah,
A lot of people.
a lot of people did. A lot of people, and The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig was more prose dense than One Dark Window was
Yeah.
by Rachel Gillig. So I feel like Adalyn Grace here in this book has struck a like perfect balance for the modern reader,
Mhm.
especially for maybe a reader who hasn't read classics. You can still
Yeah.
get the vibes of the classics
Yeah.
while being palatable. And I think like I need to study this book because I
Yeah.
would like to one day write a Gothic. And there's a perfect formula in here, and I want to go study it.
It is a perfect formula. It's Gothic mixed with fantasy, and I don't mean fantasy like, ACOTAR fantasy. I mean almost
Mhm.
like Disney fantasy, right? Like,
Mhm.
there's kind of this, like, magical element, like, beyond being able to see death. I'm talking about the storytelling itself.
Yeah.
The magical Disney princess-esque vibes of it is there, and I'm gonna have to, like, what are the words that she's using? You know what I mean? Like, I wanna be
Yeah.
like, like, this one word completely changed the description, and that's what made it magical. Like, what are the things that brings this magic to life? Because whenever I see people do cosplay for Belladonna, it is the most beautiful
Mhm.
dresses that it's all yes, those are beautiful dresses, but the beautiful dresses didn't even make up a big part of the book, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, that wasn't like a huge feature of it. It just is part of the magic of the whole world.
Right. You definitely get a era from the dialogue. The way
Yeah.
that it's really, to me, at the end of the day, about syntax, by which I mean how the sentences are shaped,
Yeah.
both in dialogue as well as in exposition.
Yeah.
Because the way that things are described and the order in which things are described create that atmosphere of, oh, this feels like the 1800s. This
Mhm.
feels like Victorian era.
Yeah.
And, and also talking about like chaperones and what's
Mm.
acceptable for a lady and what
Yeah.
is aristocracy, etc.
It had no place in time, but
Yeah.
I knew exactly where we were.
Yep.
But then she was able to bend rules, like, casually mentioning 2 women together
Yeah.
and not having that be a big thing. But I mean, that's the thing where it's like we know the rules, but we don't know the rules.
Yeah, because sometimes it felt like Roaring 20s. Sometimes it felt
Yeah.
like late 1800s.
It's also giving Gatsby. Yeah.
It's also giving Gatsby. Yeah. It was fun. I enjoyed every moment of it.
You could start listing a lot of the classics. Like, we all know, actually, no one knows how I feel about The Great Gatsby. I actually hate it. I think it's the book that all men like to say it's their favorite book.
Mm.
And I don't hate the book necessarily. I mean, it's like a decent enough book.
You hate the hype around it?
Yeah, he stole it all from his wife. I mean, it's one of those things that, like, and this isn't an attack to you guys listeners, this is an attack to all of my ex-boyfriends, but when they're like, "The green light at the end was symbolic for blah blah," obviously it's fucking symbolism, it's right in your face, like,
Yeah. Yeah, not smart by calling it out.
Yeah, like, you ex-boyfriend idiot. Of course, like, yeah, so I have, like, a lot of feelings about The Great Gatsby, but it is a good book. Not decent enough. But it's definitely, like, this book, Belladonna, you can start listing these classics, right? It does hit
Hmm.
The Gatsby. It does hit Bronte. It does start to hit almost maybe because I'm listening to All the Souls and Stars, I'm like,
Mm.
there's a hint of, like, Faustianness
Hmm.
between, like, her and death. There's, like, a little bit of a
Yep.
bargain esque happening. So, like, it really is getting, like, all of these classics where if I haven't looked into Adalyn Grace, if you were to tell me that she was this literature academic who knows every single classic, I would believe it because
Yeah.
I feel like she did research going into this book.
Yeah. It also has Edgar Allan Poe vibes
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Which then goes into oh no, not Bronte. Who's the one who I mean actually they all I was like, who's the one who killed herself? Dickens, Emily Dickinson.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It has some of that. Like,
Mary Shelley,
yep. Oh
Frankenstein.
yeah. Like truly this
Mm-hmm.
Belladonna captures all of it. Like it's
Yeah.
just it's impressive. It's a very impressive book. And I think that what makes it so impressive, and I really hope if Adalyn Grace hears this isn't insulted by what I say, because this is a compliment, is the simplicity of it,
Mm-hmm.
where it is not, like you said, it is obtainable, it is digestible, it is not something that is going to,
Overwhelm.
yeah, overwhelm a reader. And, sometimes I go into a book loving being overwhelmed. Hello, Night in the Moth, one of my all-time favorite books. But did I have to reread some sentences and replay some things? Yes, so I could figure out what was happening. And does that take away from a story? Yes and no, but I never had those moments here, so I
Mm-hmm.
was present the entire time.
Yeah. I devoured this book in like
Yeah.
the only time I wasn't listening was when I was sleeping, but I devoured it in 36 hours. Like I started one afternoon, I ended by the same time the following day. So I
That's
guess
fun.
24 hours. I think what else about it is the fact that while it is YA,
Yeah.
it does read beyond YA. And while the spice wasn't explicit, I enjoyed it. It gave me butterflies.
Why is it YA? Like, this is one of those
Yeah.
books where if it was, like if you're like, I did not find this to be YA beyond the fact that she was 19 years old, turned 20.
Right. Right. It doesn't feel YA. It does.
Yeah. And it also doesn't feel super mature, which is perfect because she's 19, about to turn 20.
Right.
So it,
Exactly.
it has, again, such a great balance where this doesn't read YA, but this doesn't read like an adult, which
Right.
it shouldn't.
Right. Right. There's a certain naivety to her, which makes absolute sense, and to her view of the world and her emotions, which makes sense
Yeah.
to her circumstances. And that didn't take away from it for me.
Mm-mm. Yeah. She was raised absolutely sheltered for the worst reasons
Mm-hmm.
possible. She's experiencing this world for the first time, what it means to have family, to have friends, to have a community. And that naivety goes in tandem with the naivety of youth, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of have like the two things working against her. But like, here are two things that you could have the reader be absolutely annoyed with. And
Yeah.
it just made her endearing to me.
Yep. I completely agree. I completely agree.
What's her name again?
Signa.
Signa. I was going to say, I'm like, do we want to go dive more into Signa? Because I got some
Yeah.
thoughts on her.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I knew that I liked Signa so early on because our girl was horny for every hot guy she met. And it was so fucking funny and relatable because it was just, it was like, he's a cute guy. I can imagine things. And he's a cute guy. And now I can imagine things.
Yeah.
And do
Yeah.
I like death or do I like, what's his face? This farm guy.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. Yeah.
stable guy.
Starts with a shit.
He.
No. T or S. Let me pull it up.
Stardust.
I pulled it up. No, I thought I pulled it up. Wait,
Silas.
where's Silas? Thank you.
Oh, Thorley, which is why I got the T. Yeah, between, I don't know, it just felt like she just appreciated a hot man.
Yeah.
You know, between like even the dad, she was like, he was a looker back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she was horny for anything that was attractive. And girl, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
She was like, I'm finally unleashed. I want to
Yeah.
go into the world. I want to get married. And every man is a potential. Like, I respected the hell out of that. And it was never, for me personally, a moment of like, but what about Silas? But what
hmm
about death? Well, what
hmm
about, I was like, get it, whatever you want. Get all of the dick if that's what you want.
Yeah. Which goes back to my comment at the start about how it's a fun play on a triangle, because it's not really a triangle. We
Yeah.
kind of know from the start that she's always going to have a thing for death and it's always going to be about death.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like any 19-year-old, very relatable, like, oh, he's also attractive and giving me attention. Why can't I have both? Why can't I also enjoy that?
I think Silas was a great example. Like, I thought there was a moment where I was like, oh, this is like all in her mind. The same way that you and I, like, when I'm like, so the gym crush walked past
Mm-hmm.
me. Like, it's a story you play in your head, because then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's in love with the cousin, the chick, the
Oh, Blythe.
Blythe.
Oh, I thought he was in love with the mom at the
Or
start.
yeah, at one point I thought he was in love with the mom too. I was like, he's in love with everyone else. Like,
Yeah.
it was a great guessing game, because then I was like, oh, she's doing the thing where she's playing it up in her head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, was there tension? And it's like, he's like, no, I care. I'm doing this for someone else. And sure, he might have looked at her, half naked body or something like that. But of course, why wouldn't he?
He's
She's
a
a stick
man.
with breasts. Isn't that how she was described with
Yeah.
us? Like, I mean, she's got some good boobs on her, so it fooled me enough. It fooled me. I was guessing everyone was his love interest. Everyone was the attempted murder.
I figured out pretty quickly the tie between Silas and Death.
Yeah, I guessed it because it was like the natural thing, but I didn't see clues necessarily. Like, it was also giving Sixth Sense. So what were the clues that you saw that Silas was death? Other than, like, for me, I was like, oh, like, this could be an option.
On the train,
Uh-huh.
when they're traveling, when he's chaperoning her basically from
Yeah.
her aunt's to Thorngrove,
Mhm.
he's described as a crow at one point. I was like,
Oh.
death.
Ooh.
Instantly.
Interesting.
And then I tracked from there, are Silas and Death ever in the same space? And they're not. They're never in the same frame at the same time.
Were you thrown by the fact that no one else could see Silas?
No, I also expected that because he's never described as interacting with anyone or anyone
Okay.
talking about him ever.
So you're smart. That's fine. It was a great, for those of us who were shocked by this, it was, I mean, okay, even if you guessed it, but like, talk about skill.
It was
though.
very good. It was very good
Yeah.
because even though I felt strongly that that was the answer, I still spent time wondering, is Silas in love with the mom? You know, is Death in love with the mom? Are they in love with, like, there were still a lot of like questions. And I felt like regardless of what you did or did not figure out, the process did a good job of making you doubt and second guess yourself.
Yeah, it absolutely had moments where I was like, okay, so who is he in love with? Because I also thought the mom, when it was like, she would go out to the stables. I was like, Silas, this doesn't make sense, but it's
Yeah.
Silas too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she did such a good job, Adalyn, of distracting us and taking us
Yeah.
on so many tangents that the very final actual reveal, I was like, oh shit. It was like the last option on my list of
Yeah.
who it could have been.
It's true. I mean, and that's the thing where so easily you can have a scenario like this where the reader is mad at the FMC going, God, it's so obvious. Why can't you tell that it's not X, Y, and Z? Like, so when Signet accused Marjorie, I knew it wasn't going to be correct, right? Like, I knew that that wasn't logically right. I was like, okay, this isn't going to be Marjorie. But why were her fingers stained? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, was she
exactly.
trying to kill herself? Was she trying to, like, what is that reason? So even though we as a reader could be like, oh my God, clearly it's not Marjorie. It was enough of a like, okay, but I don't know why she has her finger
Right.
stained with Belladonna.
Right. With Marjorie, it was, I don't think it's Marjorie. Like, she seems like a genuinely good person,
Yeah.
but there are some things off about her. And it feels like this is Marjorie, but it's too early for the final reveal to be right now. So it's not Marjorie. But
Yeah.
I agree with Signa's logic. So it definitely was, it was so well planned out. Like,
Yeah.
whomever, like Adalyn and her developmental editor, because I'm gonna guess, it was a team effort, as most
Yeah.
things are when it comes to writing. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Just brilliant.
I mean, everyone had me guessing. I was convinced it was Charlotte who was the murderer. I was like,
I
that's
was
the only bitch that I
too.
don't trust.
I genuinely thought it was Charlotte until, like, basically the narrative spells it out for you that it is, in fact, not
Elijah.
Charlotte.
No, wait, who is it? Percy.
It's Percy.
I was shocked. I was really shocked by it because even in the last little bit,
Yeah.
that last second, it was,
Yeah.
it's Charlotte. That's,
Yeah. When Percy got sick at the ball, I was like, it's Charlotte.
yeah.
She was the one. They talk about her scavenging in, the woods and being good with plants and whatnot. And then Signa
Is
finds Charlotte with
on
plants.
her way to get Percy. It was such a last minute curveball where even if your brain is starting to think, I never accused Percy and I was accusing everyone. I must have at one point thought it might be Percy, but at that point I was accusing everyone in my head. Like it was like even Blythe, I'm like, you're doing this to yourself.
Yeah, it's interesting. There was one teeny tiny moment early on that I thought it could be Percy, but then I was like, he just loves and cares about his sister so much. I can't fathom it being him.
No. Wait, what was his reason for trying to kill? Oh, because so he could get attention from his dad.
He thought it would bring him and his dad closer.
Which is why he wasn't actually like trying to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
He was just hoping it would have changed by then.
Yeah.
It was good. And then even with like the reveal of Marjorie being his mom, it was one of those things where it's like, yes, that's obvious. Like I knew she probably was pregnant. I knew it was like everything I figured. I was like, okay, she was in love with the dad.
Mm-hmm.
Once she said she was ruined by society, I was like, okay, she probably had a kid.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, my little brain wasn't like, and that kid is Percy.
I think it clicked for me when Signa finds her with the Belladonna stains on her fingers and she's looking at the picture.
Same. That was when I was that moment. But we were so late into it that I wasn't. They had the same color hair.
I know. And I didn't even think about that.
You didn't catch it.
Did not catch it. And I think it's because, quite frankly, it's possible for a blonde-haired woman or blonde-haired man and a brunette woman to have a redheaded baby. Like, it's not unusual. Every redhead doesn't have to be related.
Yes, they do. Which we have questions about your fiance and your mother then.
Don't go there.
They're not related.
They are not related.
Yeah, it was a great classic mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And there were so many things, right? The mystery of Silas, the mystery of who's the murderer, the mystery of death, the mystery, like it just kept going on different mysteries that were happening.
Mm-hmm.
And, we had a good race against time. You got to save Blythe before she dies. And then once she's saved, then it's like, now it's Percy. And again, like it was shifted just before it got drawn out too long.
Right. I completely agree. And what I think makes it palatable and what makes the stakes believable is because death is like, I was supposed to take her. I'm hanging out because I might have to take her tonight. Like, I don't know. Yeah. She's pretty close. That made it invigorating because you want death to show up. You want death to be there to spend time with Signa. But you're like, no, I actually don't want you to like take Blythe because Signa really cares about this. So I thought it was a good balance. And I agree that it shifted gears to Percy.
Yeah.
At the right time.
Yep. Absolutely at the right time. I had a thought and I can't remember. Oh, my one note when it comes to the plot. My one thing is that at the very end, Death was like, hey, we can't keep seeing each other. We're like, Blythe is alive. We're going to see each other, but, you can't keep waiting for me. And no one had the vision of saying, I'm going to open an old folks' home or a hospice home. Like, go into almost death care. Make
Yeah,
that your
yeah.
job.
I guess when she actually earns her inheritance, because she hasn't yet, right? And she has her estate, she can go do that. But until then, she doesn't have that
But
option.
no one was planning it. Like, no one thought.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
We already established she was only a few months away from getting her inheritance. So,
Right.
no, in the epilogue, she had her inheritance.
Had she been presented? Oh,
Yeah.
I guess she had been presented
Yeah.
by that point. You're right. You're right.
I feel like no one was workshopping solutions hard
Yeah.
enough.
That's
Like,
fair. That's
you
fair.
don't even have to like open it. You can just live next to one.
Mm-hmm.
That's close
It's true.
enough.
It's true.
Yeah.
He can stop by on his way out.
Right? Like, hey, sweetie, I'm home. Just coming over. Great. Love it. Go to a hospital, something. Yeah. Sometimes I just feel like no one's trying hard enough in relationships to problem solve.
That's
And I'm
funny.
here for it. But considering that that's my only note, that's impressive.
I do have a real note.
Okay.
I do have a
Mine
real
is
note.
valid.
The one thing that made this feel the most young adult,
Yeah.
and the only criticism I have for this book, is how everyone is okay with Percy being gone. Like, there's not more drama and intrigue around it. And I know it's explained away by Death whispering in everybody's ear and telling them, he's fine. He just went off to do his own thing.
Yeah.
It was too easy for me. And
Yeah.
I don't know how I would resolve it. I don't know that there's a clean way to resolve it. And maybe it comes up again in future books. I don't know because I haven't read the rest of the series. But it felt too simple, if that makes sense.
I feel like if we were to go into this and do an analysis and read through it, because we both listened to this, I felt like there was a commentary that was being said at the end about maybe like life being superficial or taking the easy way out. Like, I agree. It was so laissez-faire. Like, right? It was so like blasé about the whole entire thing that I just was like, this has to be a deeper commentary. Like, I was at the same point as you where I was like, well, everyone is just forgetting about this real fast. And I took that either as this is Cigna's like unreliable narrator that's happening, or it just felt like maybe there's something deeper happening because the way that the dad and Blythe both were so content without their brother being there, I just was like, were there more signs of discontent between the family rooted in him? Were there other things that we missed in this read through that the commentary is people being passed by like that? So
Yeah.
I picked up on that too, but I choose to believe this other area because Adalyn just hits the nail on the head so many times that I can't imagine her just being like, and that's the end.
Right. Sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And I could see the commentary being like, society is very much out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
And things can be explained away by, an heir being unhappy that his father isn't relinquishing,
Yeah.
the estate. And so he goes off to do his own thing. For all they know, he's probably traveling in Asia, right?
Yeah.
And nobody thinks twice about it. And that feels very Bridgerton as well to me.
Bridgerton. Like, Blythe wasn't nice. Like, that's the thing, right? Is that like none of these characters were good characters. I mean, like, they're fantastic, but like them themselves are not good because Blythe, I still didn't trust towards the end. Like, I still wasn't thinking, oh my God, this is her bestie. This, because, even when she was giving her mask, she was rude and mean about it, right? And I know that Cigna kind of like explained it away, being like, that's just her personality,
Yeah.
like she's just a hard ass. But, it just also kind of added to this superficiality, like to this world where even the closest person that she has, Blythe, is still surface level to some degree. And I know that future
Mm-hmm.
books have to do with her. And I bet like there's going to be a lot more to dissect and, interesting things about her there. But I still didn't fully trust her at the end, even with all this. So her, having the best time with her dad added more to the I don't trust her column.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I would be interested not only to read this physically, but also the rest of the series, which I will do at some point
Hmm.
when there's time. Who knows? But I actually really enjoyed Blythe, and I enjoyed
Yeah.
Blythe's, I'm going to say, ruggedness for someone who's so sophisticated, if
Yeah,
that
I
makes
agree.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She really
Rough around the
knows
edges.
she's abrasive and she
Yeah.
knows what she wants and she's not apologetic. And I'm not saying the way that she insults people is positive, but I understand the character and understand what Adalyn was trying to do with that character.
Oh, absolutely. Like Blythe is a very clear character, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's mean to Cigna because that's the only person she can boss around, right?
Right.
There's also a jealousy that Cigna gets to go live the life that she kind of wants to live, but at the same time she resents that life and doesn't want to be married off. So there's
Yeah.
this push and pull between I want to go be with the pretty balls and dresses / don't tell me what to do and that I'm forced to get married.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of push and pull to Blythe that makes her a very rich character.
Yeah.
That rich, like me not trusting her is a sign of like good character development, I'd say.
Yeah.
Not a like I think sometimes that happens and that's because like authors kind of leave their characters only half fleshed out.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the case here.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Take a sip.
We have to address the tall, sexy death in the room.
Oh my God. I don't care that he has shadows. The way that he's associated with shadows is not
Yeah.
overplayed in my mind compared to
Yeah.
other shadow daddies that we encounter because of how much it's about cloaking his identity and
Hmm.
preserving his identity and
Yeah.
basically the sanity of those who pass on. First of all, narrator did a fantastic job with his
Oh,
voice.
such a good job.
So good. If you have not listened to the
Yeah.
audiobook, please go to Libby, get it from your local library.
She did a fantastic job.
She did a fantastic job. Like, instantly, the first time he speaks, I'm like, oh, I'm in. This is my book boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. I know, right? Where he was like, what was it? Like, you attacked me? Like, some like, like things. And I was like, and she just described the voice. And I was like, all right, so
Yeah.
we're fucking death. That's what we're
Yeah,
doing,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
we're going to fuck him because
Yeah.
we gotta.
It's like the narrator for A Touch of Darkness who did Hades. Like,
Oh, yeah.
there are certain women who narrate male voices that I'm like, yes.
And I just like,
Please.
I am in it. Like, there's no like, this is a woman reading a man.
Yeah. No.
Like, I just like, this is a man. This is a sexy man.
Yeah. This is a very sexy man. I really liked Death. And what I really liked about Death is how much he has morals
Yeah.
and he wants to help Cigna, but he draws lines in the sand. So when Cigna demands that he take somebody else's life instead of Blythe's early on, or maybe midway through,
Yeah.
and afterward, he teaches her a lesson, right? He takes her into the place
Mhm.
between life and death, and then he tells her, never make me do that again.
Yeah.
Like, never ask that of me again.
These are my boundaries.
Yeah, I really, really, really appreciated how that was handled because it was
Yeah.
not about shaming or
Hmm.
intentional antagonization between
Yeah.
the FMC and MMC, but it was about like, we're adults, we're doing, metaphysical adult things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, you need to learn to not be impulsive because there are big stakes.
Yeah.
And I loved that and how
Oh,
that was
yeah.
handled.
I appreciate that so much more than a lot of these books. And I love all these books that I'm referencing here, but we see it so many times the like, I will burn the world for you.
Right.
You ask me to do anything and I will do it. You want me to kill every person and I will kill
Hmm.
whoever you ask of
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
No, like have some backbone, have some morals, have some
Yeah.
things that you say, I will not do that. Like, I will give this to you now, and I will kill off someone who at least was sick and, we can find someone. But the fact that he was like, I will not do this for you again,
Yeah.
I respected him. And it makes me respect her because she then has to go into the like, okay, I don't feel bad that my cousin is alive, but I do recognize that that was not a good move.
Yeah.
How is she
Yeah.
supposed to grow?
Right. Right. And it makes so much more sense coming from a 19-year-old B. Like, that's how you grow up. That's how you
Yeah.
mature as a human in general. Of you
Yeah.
make mistakes and realize, I shouldn't have done that. I don't regret it, but I won't do it
Yeah.
again.
I mean, and like that will stick with her, right? Like it's a
Right.
mistake that she won't do again. And
Right.
it doesn't have to be a huge argument. It doesn't
Right.
have to be, I mean, it should be a lesson. And that's what he does for her, right? Is like you said, he
Right.
takes her to the afterworld or afterlife and is like, these are the souls. Like, this is something that I take care of. These are mine. And this is the world I create for them. And I also think that it would have been too easy if Death had chosen a predator,
Yeah.
like someone who deserved to die.
Yeah.
I think even the choice of choosing who died, where it's like, yeah, this old man was sick, but like he had 10 more years. And then her realization of like 10 is a long time. Like a lot
Hmm.
of things can happen, memories can still happen. Whatever
Yeah.
needs to be fulfilled could have still happened in that time. And it was enough. It was just the right situation to make
Hmm.
her learn from that without being like, I mean, if it had, again, I could have been like, well, why didn't you choose the pedophile rapist over there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's too easy to choose.
Right. And I think it was very clever because ultimately what Adeline and what Death did is picked someone as close to who the person who Signa loved the most, which was her grandmother.
Yeah.
And it was as much about, you made me take 10 years from this person. And you also made me take 10 years of memories from his loved ones who will keep living.
Yeah.
And that's something she can relate to, right? Like, if I had had 10 more years with my grandmother,
Oh,
I would
yeah.
want those 10 years. And
Yep.
she truly robbed more than just one person with her
Yeah.
choices. And I felt that was powerful. I actually liked the fact that their first penetrative sex scene happens like right after that
Yeah, I
in
agree.
the
Because
same space.
she reaches his level.
Yeah.
That was a moment of maturity. And like, here we
Mhm.
are with a shadow daddy who's eons older than her,
Mhm.
right? She's a very naive young girl, but that was a very grown up conversation that
Mhm.
she handled in a very mature way,
Yeah.
that he handled it in a mature way. She handled it in a mature way. And she came to a realization that an adult who isn't defensive would come to.
Yeah.
And that made me completely okay with them having sex immediately after.
Yeah. Same. Same. Because in a lot of ways, it was also vulnerable on both ends, right?
Yeah.
For him to speak his truth and to say, this is why I don't like what you asked me to do,
Mhm.
and I can't let you do that to me again. And
Yeah.
for her to admit that she's wrong, that takes a
Yep.
lot of vulnerability on both sides.
Oh, yeah. Even adults haven't mastered that, like, there's
Yeah.
plenty of people in the world who won't have that conversation, and it's impressive. It's impressive to see, and it happened so naturally, and
Mhm.
even though Signa is a young, immature girl, she's gone through enough in her life that makes me believe that she could come to that conclusion
Yeah.
on her own. You know what I mean? Like, yes, she's young, yes, she's naive, but, she still's been through it. Like, she might have been secluded, but she has been surrounded by death literally,
Yeah.
and the amount of times she's killed herself off. That's got to do something to a person.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I also loved that for Death being so old and
Yeah.
being so aware of everything that's happened in the world for so long, his almost boyishness and boyish excitement with her
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
was so refreshing.
Yeah.
It made it YA without him having to be like, this is the one time I accept an ancient man
Yeah.
with a
I
19-year-old
agree.
woman.
I agree. I mean, he was as isolated as Cigna and
Yeah.
as alone as Cigna. And
Mhm.
in his own way, that kept him trapped in his own immaturity and or
Yeah.
naivety, right?
Yeah.
Not that he is immature, but like maturity comes through life experiences
And
and
interacting with people.
interacting, and that he doesn't have that. He has it with
Mhm.
animals, but he's only able to watch and observe. And
Yeah.
the excitement that he gets to talk to her, to actually experience something with her, that is exciting, and it would make it have, like, a boyish charm to it, and
Mhm.
I'm not mad at it. There's so many things where, the concept of watching your like, Jacob in Twilight, watching the person that you're
Mm.
gonna marry from a child to growing up and being like, "You're now all primed and ready
Yeah,
for me."
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I could have issues with it. I don't with this one.
Well, because it wasn't about him imprinting on a mate, right? All he wanted was someone to talk to.
He said that he saw her dancing with her and in, like, a gorgeous dress and that they were together, like, he knew where that was going.
No, 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 I understand that, but while she's a baby,
Yeah, that's true.
he's just more curious of, like, I've been asking to not be alone, and here's the first human being I can't even kill, and I see her future. And, yeah, he sees a picture of her future, and maybe that's a hope, but I do feel like for a long time, it was more curiosity.
Yeah. I'm just saying that this is a thing that I know people have issues with. I personally do not. I there was something that, like, I don't know, I think is it in Emma? Where Knightley is a lot old, like, kind of older,
Oh,
and he's, like, waited for her to mature, like, he says something of, like or, like, he's older, and
maybe.
he's kind of, like, been waiting for her to grow up, and I thought that was the most romantic thing back in the day. Again, I also love Jane Eyre, so when I was younger, I was like, "This is so hot," and then
Yeah,
him being like, I saw you as a little girl and was waiting for you to mature so I could be
yeah.
with you," and I was like,
Bleh.
"This is true love." Like, look, my brain formed weird, and that was not my choice, that was
Yeah, no, no, no.
literature, but
Blame literature.
brain blame literature. But, like, in theory, I can see if people have similar issues here. I
Yeah.
do not. I loved it, and I'm on board. Like, he was just excited to see her. Me, as someone who would love to start problems with a guy who was like, "I want to be with you," I'd be like, "Really? Because it seems like I'm your only option." Uh It is a bit of fated mates, like, that's the thing, but again, I'm
Mhm.
not mad at it. It is fated mates. He's literally been waiting for her for eons, and she is created for him. They are destined to be together. I'm not mad.
I think what makes it okay for me, first of all, it doesn't at least the beginning does not read as imprinting the way that, like, for Jacob, it's like, "I'm obsessed with you, Bella, and I wanna bang you," and like, "Oh, nope."
Turns out it was that one egg.
Yeah. So, like, that's weird.
It was that one fucking egg that dropped that I wanted to bang.
What I like is that, she's the one who always brought him around,
Yeah,
right? It was her basically initiating,
yeah.
and she fucking hated him until she realized, "Oh, I'm actually just obsessed."
And he protected her from
He protected
predators.
her. Like, I think his attachment to her felt more like genuine affection than it felt
Yeah,
predatory. And I
yeah.
think that's what makes it feel okay to me.
Yep, yep. I mean, and then there's that moment where she calls him out on like, yes, you were there doing things to protect me, but like it had repercussions too.
Mhm.
I was alone.
Mhm.
And then he had to be like, oh,
Yeah, I
I
didn't
didn't process
understand.
that.
Yeah. Just kudos to Adalyn. Like,
Yeah.
so much she did well to call out the things that would have been problematic had she not called it out.
Yeah. It was
Like,
mutual growth. And that's what,
yeah,
like, it turned into mutual growth.
yeah. That's what makes it so good. It was just so good.
It's a banger. This one
It
was a
is a
banger.
banger.
My God. It's so funny because when we saw Adalyn Grace at Romantasy Con last year,
Didn't
and
know anything about her or this book.
no, but like she had a posse with her, and I was like, did she bring them or did they just find her? And because it would like they were in cosplay every day, and it was really funny
Mm,
because everywhere she walked, they would be right behind her
yeah,
walking. Do you remember that? I just thought it was
yeah,
like the
yeah.
funniest thing where she would just walk and they were like with her the whole time. And it didn't feel like she brought them there, like, it felt like they
Mm-hmm.
were fans that she just was like, "Oh my god, you guys are adorable,"
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah.
she truly had a little cult following with her, and when you
Mm-hmm.
go to her page, there's, like, people who love her and get dressed up and to the nines and stuff, and I was like, who is this
Mm-hmm.
Adalyn Grace? Now I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, "Yeah, I get it.
I
I
got it.
get
I
it."
got it.
And you know
It
what? I changed my dress option. No, she got me
She got you
for,
for
for
Romantasy.
Romantasy. Oh, no. I'm so easy.
I think what I like about this, and is speaking to what you were just talking about with her fans, it's so easy to translate into a visual medium that is
Yeah.
romantic, and it gives me like Black Butler vibes for the anime and the manga. It gives me all sorts of like
Yeah.
different genres. I could see how this would be an anime. I could see how this would be a manga.
Yep.
I could see how this would be a live action. I could see I can
Yeah.
see all of it.
Which again is impressive because you have that requires tangible prose.
Mhm.
And I think that's hard to do when you're not spewing like absolute poetics. Like
Yeah.
to do tangible prose in a way that I am reading it and not having to reread a sentence to figure out what I just read
Yeah.
is hard
Yeah.
and impressive. Like both, I think that like this style of prose isn't given enough credit
Yeah.
because I think we all strive or in our head we think we need to be The Knight and the Moth
Mhm.
by Rachel Gillig. You know what I mean? Like I think that
Or
like when
Jane
I think
Eyre.
right, like when we think about literature,
Mhm.
that's what we want to do. But here is a world that's just as visual, just as tangible. What did she do to this? What magic did she put in?
Yeah. I know I asked for a special edition of this for Christmas. I'm gonna have to go get a paperback copy so I can just
Market.
analyze it and mark
Yeah.
it up.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what I'm gonna do after this, and then I'll come over to your place and record this sword.
Do you want to go to Barnes and Noble?
Yeah, I'll go to Barnes& and Noble.
Yay! Let's put off more stuff.
Yay.
All right,
Alright.
let's read listener thoughts. Is that what you're about
Yeah.
to say?
That is exactly what I was about to
Oh
say.
my God, twinsies. I went to the library today to write, and I wrote like almost 2,800 words, which is pretty good, right? Like, and then I forget how decent that is because a solid writing day for me is like 4,000 words. That's like, I can put out 4,000 words if I like sit down and think about it.
That's amazing because that's not what. Okay, keep going.
And I forget that that's not the norm, right? And then I
Yeah.
saw someone on an author on Threads being like, I did 3,000 words today, so excited. And then people like being like other authors being like, that's incredible. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, that's so like, oh, great, it's good. But then I just
Yeah.
keep remembering that one time I had a really bad manic episode and I wrote 14,000 words in a single day.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, 3,000, it was nothing.
2 to 3,000 is a very successful day for someone who is healthy, happy, and medicated.
Yeah. I mean, and for most authors, they try to get 1,000 words. Like it
Right.
is,
1,000 is an achievement.
yeah. And I do have to try to remind myself that because I'm like, I'm just like, if I just skip some meds, I could knock out the series.
No, don't do that.
Right.
I just always remember when we talked to Elise Kova back in 2023,
Yeah.
she said, I write 2 to 3,000 words in the first half of the day, and then I revise 2 to 3,000 words
Yeah.
in the second half of the day. And I'm like, that is peak to me.
Yeah, it is.
Like, that would be the ultimate, like, if I was writing full time, that's the minimum I would want to achieve.
Yeah. What's also hard is like my psychiatrist and I are going to pull back on some of my meds next year or this year and, at different times. And so I'm like, I'll be able to, go. But like in my speediest of times, like while medicated, if I'm like feeling it, I can do 1,000 words in an hour and I could keep that going for like a good time. But again, it's like
Yeah.
hard it's hard to have that time.
It's hard to have that time. For me, writing is like sprinting, and I can only do it in short bursts. And so the
Yeah.
fastest I can do is 1,000 words an hour, but I cannot do more than 2 hours at a time.
Oh, I can lock in for like 4
No,
hours.
I can't.
Yeah. The only thing that'll stop me is going pee and being like, oh, I am hungry.
No, and that's
Or
just
work.
that's just me. That's
Yeah.
how my brain works. I can't.
No, I mean, everyone's brain is different.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But then it's like, I mean, that's like when I'm really feeling it. Then there's other times where I stare at it and I'm just like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
But when I wasn't, I was medicated, but I wasn't medicated enough. And that one manic episode was glorious. And then 50,000 words within 4 days.
Yeah. I'm
was
like one
fantastic.
manic episode away from a good revision being done.
I think God knew what he was doing, if anyone wants to choose to believe in God or universe, when you were not made bipolar, because I don't think the world could handle you having a manic episode.
No.
Yeah. Because I get hyperproductive and I don't think that you could, I don't think the world could handle you as manic hyperproductive.
I the world already can't handle me at my normal productive.
Yeah. It's so true. It's so true. Okay. I mean, actually, when sometimes Amy and I are brainstorming and then she's like, and then we're going to do all of this. And I was like, no, we're not. No, we're not. I'm going to need you to bring it back.
Yeah. I'm very aspirational when it comes to my brainstorming.
All right. Let's look at some positive reviews, shall we?
Yes.
We did not post this in time, so there aren't a bunch. We only gave you guys a few hours. You start at the top. I'll go from the bottom.
Sure. Callie says the vibes.
Yep.
Well, and then she does this symbol, which are, I think, chef's kiss.
Yes, chef's kiss or A-OK. Sir Kristen says, I read it a long time ago, but I remember liking the magic system and the romance. Yeah. It was, would you call it fantastical?
Yeah, I would call it almost magical realism.
Yeah. It was very good. I enjoyed that thoroughly.
Linz says, I love stories that have personifications of death. I do too. And what I like about it is that it's the personification of death without it being necessarily a Hades Persephone trope.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I agree. Also, we can all agree, if death was a physical being, it would be hot.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Why else would people go willingly?
I know. TJ Anderson says, my favorite book I read in 2024. First book I just had a vibe with and didn't see the twist coming. Yeah. Absolutely.
Cindy, this is the good ones. The first book was okay, and then I just lost interest. Okay.
I did exclamation, like I did all caps, like there's always one. Dazzy says the chemistry between Signa and Death is fire. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was.
Great I mean, they don't even have banter necessarily. It was true chemistry.
Yeah, it was true chemistry. And it was like the way they throw each other off and then like can't tell if they're making fun of each other.
Yeah.
And then like I think it's also the evolution of the way they interact.
Agreed.
Dreamy Fields agrees with us. Kristen Atherton's work as narrator was spectacular.
Yep. And that it's just love this book, love the whole series after. Someone said a DM a little while ago. I could look for it or I can apologize now and say that I couldn't find it because it was a little while ago. But she said that once we announced it for book club, she went to go read it and then finished the whole series like in a week.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then she was like, what am I supposed to do? And I was like, girl, I hadn't even started it.
Yeah. Trust me, if I had had more time, I would have devoured the next 2 books.
Yeah. And
I think
I
there's
have an
2
idea.
books and a novella.
I know where it's going too. So I'm really excited about it.
Oh.
All right. So for negatives, Callie says it was a little slow. Wanted more focus on the mystery plot. I felt like it was so mystery. Like then again, my brain was just a running with the mystery.
I think it did a really good job balancing the romantic tension with the mystery.
Yeah.
Because I actually needed that balance. As much as
Mhm.
I enjoyed the mystery aspect of it, I wanted the relationship that developed between Death and Cigna to advance at the rate that it did. I wasn't necessarily ready for a slow
Yeah.
burn. This read like it could have been a standalone, and I liked
Yes.
that feature of it.
Yeah. Do you know what I kind of want to do this year? I've been thinking about it. I want to read a romance mystery thriller. I mean, I want to read a
Oh.
mystery thriller, but I want a hint of a romance. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
want someone to
Yeah.
still have sex.
Yeah. This book did it for you.
No, I want more. I mean, I wanted it before this and I want more all around. Like I want a
Yeah.
true mystery thriller book. I've ended up on that side of TikTok and they make it sound good.
Got it. Got it. Sir Kirsten says, I keep seeing it advertised as YA romantasy, and I don't think it's YA.
I
I
agree.
agree.
I agree.
This is not the same YA we read in 2008. Like,
No,
this is more adult than it is YA.
it's not even Powerless YA.
Yeah, agreed.
Like
Agreed.
Powerless is YA.
Yeah.
A Cruel Thirst YA. Like we've read YA
Yeah.
books on here and I feel like this is the first time that I've been like, no, hard no, this is not YA.
Right.
Bethy says that he watched her form a baby and waited for her coming of age. Just couldn't get over that. I didn't even read her comment. See, I get it. I get it. But literature broke my brain as a youth. So
Yeah. I was obsessed with James Marsters when he was 40 years old and I was 14, and I was convinced I was going to marry him. So, again, warped perspective.
there was a time I truly thought Orlando Bloom and I stood a chance. And I was like, you know what? But as I've gotten older, 40-year-old men just ain't it, guys. Not the ones that I've been with.
Not unless
Men in their
they've
40s.
got money and are celebrities, because then they can get whoever they want. Look at
No,
Leo.
I'm talking about like dating seriously.
Oh, yeah, no. No. No 40-year-olds for you. Not
No
anymore.
more. Tip it the other side.
TJ says, stayed just standalone. Haven't read the others. Think the one ended perfectly. I haven't read the others. I do think this is a perfect standalone.
I agree.
So I'll be interested to see if the additional books enhance it.
I know you hate spoilers, so I'm not saying anything.
Okay. Please don't. There are so many other times I let you spoil things.
I know. And then it just makes me want to do it more. All right, last one. No, that was all of them. Yeah. It was a banger.
It was a banger.
10 out of 10. Would read again. 10 out of 10. Plan to read more. One day we will be able to have that time. I believe in us. I loved it. Chef's Kiss. I think that this was a fantastic book to add to the roster. Adalyn gets the hype that she deserves. Is she going to be at RomantasyCon again?
Yeah, she is.
Shut up.
Yeah, she is. Oh, you know what? I had a ticket to get signing with her and I gave it up.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I did because I didn't know who she was.
And now we know. And now we have to get special editions in time.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep. I'm really hoping Randall got that for me for Christmas. I'm coming over to give him his present so I can get mine.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. You're like, just give it to me. So I need to be prepared.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Banger. Love it. Adalyn, can't wait to talk to you.
I hope.
Do you think this episode's going to come out before then or after?
We're
currently recording this January 3rd. I'm impressed that we did as good of a job. I mean, did we do a good job? I don't know. But I'm impressed we did a good of a job analyzing this because we haven't recorded since December 23rd and we had a nice long break.
It was a lovely break.
Yeah.
This comes out the week before RomantasyCon.
Dare I say, dear listener, please please go. I would be fine. This is an episode I would be so chill if Adalyn listened to.
Yeah.
Y'all go tag her in this, please. I mean, I'm not in this. Just be like, read the review on book. Just, if you guys can just something, go to her comments and be like, BookTok did an episode about you. It was great.
We can also post one.
No, we're going to. Yeah, we're going to do that. And then you guys are going to comment and tag her in the video. That's what we're going to do. All right, everyone put your hand in. Amy, thank you. Everyone, teamwork.
All right.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Book Talk for Book Talk with Jack and Amy. Stick around for a special episode this Thursday. Next week, we'll be discussing As Many Souls as Stars by Natasha Siegel.
If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. It really helps other readers find us. And of course, we'd love to hear what you thought of today's episode. Share your comments through our form at booktalkforbooktalk.com, and we might feature your feedback in a future mini episode or in a Patreon exclusive episode. If you'd like to submit your take on any of the books we plan to discuss in the future, please be sure to follow us on Instagram, where we ask for listener thoughts and submissions.
For merch and more ways to support the show, head to booktalkforbooktalk.com. You can also follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at the handle BookTalkForBookTalk. And don't forget to join us by subscribing to the subtextsocietyjournal.substack.com to get more insights into the romantasy and romance world. Bye.